Okay, so now in a previous video, I talked about the difference between solitude and community and their relationship to self knowledge, right? And I said in order to grow in self knowledge, we need to know how to be in solitude to develop and deepen our relationship with ourselves and with God, right? And not just focus on our relationships with other people in the context of community. Now here's the other dimension to solitude though, okay? Because I also often encounter people who have realized the importance of solitude and then, they spend a lot of time on their own trying to, I guess, to develop silence and solitude, which is good, and prayer, but they neglect the need for other people in this journey into solitude. What do I mean? It sounds a little paradoxical, but it really isn't, okay? We cannot grow in solitude just all by ourselves. We need the facilitation and the mirroring of others from time to time to help us to see ourselves more clearly, because we need to experience the compassionate holding of someone else. So this is important, okay? It's not just anyone. They have to be people who know how already to be, in some sense, in peaceful solitude within themselves, that they are able to extend that hospitality to others in individual contexts, okay? So, like, that's why we need people like spiritual directors and counselors, or therapists, people who are there to assist someone who wishes to be able to journey into solitude. When we try to make this journey just all by ourselves, so this is an interesting thing, and I see this happening a lot. Okay, I know there are people who think that, okay, apart from community, and that's the part where I serve together with other people, I share my life with other people, I maybe hold one another accountable. There are things that I don't share there because I haven't quite figured out on my own, right? Which is fine. But then I spend whatever time I have on my own just wrestling with my own demons, trying to figure things out, trying to learn discernment, trying to figure out what God wants of me individually. And I do this just by myself. Now, I want to say that that's a really, really, that's like one sure way to really make things difficult for yourself to try and go this journey, this interior journey alone. Just first off, and I think this is quite easy to understand, we don't know what we don't know. We can't see what we can't see. And for all of us within our relationships with ourselves or our own journey with ourselves, we all have huge blind spots. Okay? And when we come from a background of being broken, which we all are, right? Of being fragmented within ourselves, there are very real limits because of that fragmentation that we cannot go beyond without the help of someone else. All right. So no matter how much time we spend in self-reflection, no matter how much time we, spend in journaling and all that, these are good things. These are essential things, but they are not sufficient on their own, because we are created for relationship, and even that relationship with ourselves and that relationship with God, we often need someone else to mirror for us, to be with us, accompany us, to encourage us, but also to open our eyes to what we can't see on our own, while compassionately and lovingly accepting us and holding us. Without that experience of being seen, being heard by someone who doesn't judge us, by someone who knows how to encourage us on the way, we will often end up just walking in circles, and that's at best, not making very much progress because we're walking in circles. At worst, we can really lead ourselves down a dark path and of discouragement and maybe even of error, because just because we can't see what we can't see, right? We just cannot we cannot be aware of just what we're not aware of. So this short video is really meant to ask you, or to prompt you to ask the question. First, are you prioritizing that growth of solitude in your own life, right? That journey of interior harmony, of healing, of wholeness, of authenticity, which must take place to a great extent away from community. Okay, as in it's distinct, okay, from community. And there are things that we need to work on before we can surface them for a larger group, for others. Now, this deep interior work, though, requires the assistance and the help of someone else, okay? And sometimes it's more than one someone else, but of the right people who are familiar with the interior life, who are familiar with solitude, who are on that journey themselves, and who can help us make our way into our own solitude, who can hold us with compassion and truth, who can hold us accountable, but at the same time know how to encourage us to make that journey. Okay, these must be safe spaces that we genuinely, truly feel safe in our whole being and our whole body. Okay, not just thinking, oh, this is someone assigned to me, or this is someone I'm supposed to be safe with. No, there are many people that we think we're supposed to feel safe with, but we're not. And if we know how to listen to our bodies, our emotions, our nervous systems, they will tell us, these parts of us will tell us that we are not safe, emotionally safe with these people. So when I say that we need truly safe people, I mean people that we can really feel at ease with, opening our hearts and beginning to enter into our souls. You see, when we're in the presence of these safe people, and not just safe, but wise people, okay, when we're talking about interior journey, we dare to enter into ourselves to even a greater extent than we would be without them. Because we need to be held, we need to be guided, we need to be facilitated. Even though ultimately the work is our own, no one can make that journey for us, no one can make that interior journey to solitude for us. Our spiritual director can't do it for us, our counselors and therapists can't do it for us. But they are there to enable us to make it possible for us to make that journey more safely. Okay, it's like if you're into rock climbing, for example, or you are the one that have to climb, right? But there's a safety harness, and there's someone else that's keeping you safe, right? There's someone else that's spotting for you. There's someone else that will be holding on to you. We need that safe person or persons in order to make the interior journey. So if you have begun to realize the importance of making the journey into solitude, and you're learning to cultivate spaces of silence, of solitude, that's wonderful and that's great. But you will not be able to really make real breakthroughs until you have availed yourself to such people in your life. Okay, that's what I wanted to leave with you today.